Hey guys, welcome back to Rantsy podcast. It's been almost 2 years, I think, and I can't believe I'm back. If you guys remember, this was Brown Brad's podcast, which I had with my friend. We got a bad, scary cease and desist based on her story time she was saying, and then I was just too scared to start the episodes again. I'm gonna talk more about the legal stuff that happened in maybe episode 2, but episode 1, I need something different that I want to talk about, and the legalities of that, what happened to us, I'm gonna touch on maybe episode 2. So let's talk about what's happening right now in the world, okay? I feel like they're all coming for the bad women on planet Earth, okay? Every single one of us are getting trapped and it's really bad. So I had to come back to save everybody. But I did ask everybody, I'm like, do you guys even care about podcasts anymore? Do I come back? Should I even bother? And everyone's like, yes, we need you. So we're back. Just literally 4 weeks ago, I mean, everybody knew about Catherine Pay's talking about how she got cheated on when she was pregnant. I think it broke every woman on planet Earth. We're like, what? Right? And I was like, okay, I'm recovering. It's okay. 4 days ago, I find out about Nazanin Kavari, who I feel like is my best friend, but we're mutuals. We follow each other on Instagram, whatever. But I really think she's my friend. We're FaceTime buddies is what it feels like. She talked about her marriage and her relationship on the internet, and the whole world was shocked. I think I fully cried when it came out, when she posted on her story. We'll talk about that too. And then just today we find about Wiz Liz. If you know, you know. She is our mentor. She talks about empowerment, high standards. And I really want to talk about Wiz Liz first because the news broke today and everybody's confused. Everyone's shocked. And I got so many nice DMs saying, oh my God, Anncy, you were right about, extravagant gifts and flowers and balloons. He would gift her all these things. And then there was a reason what happened and he cheated, whatever. So I checked her stories. Actually, a friend of mine DM'd me. She's like, good morning. Never trust a man. And I was like, wait, what happened? She's like, did you know Wiz Liz got cheated? And I think most of us, that's how we discovered, is a friend sending Wiz Liz's stories. And she talks about how there's a girl named Peyton that her partner was texting, and I think he was texting the ex-girlfriend Peyton on Snapchat, and it makes it so much worse because this isn't a random girl. It's a girl from the past, and we've always talked about a man and running back to his ex or whatever. And he texted her while he's with Wiz Liz. They're engaged, they're married, and there's this beautiful relationship on the internet, and this happens. And I had no words. I really was shocked, just like everybody else was. And cherry on top, she says, I'm 4 months pregnant. And then she says, I'm done. I'm out of the relationship. I'm going to choose me. And then she ended up with saying, I'm going to donate my engagement ring, which is almost $100,000 to single mothers, a charity system or something like that for single moms. And honestly, she holds so much power. I can't even imagine what she's going through because I've been in the same state. And if I'm going to be very honest with you, I think I would have stayed for another year, 2 years, 3, maybe 5, maybe at 9 years later. I have the power to leave, just like Catherine Pay's did, It took her 10 years almost for her to leave. And honestly, I think I'm a strong woman when I'm single. I have so much clarity. I'm more powerful. But when emotions are involved, when children is involved, they're involved, hormones, they just take over you. And then I'm so weak, I feel. I would have just folded and been like, you know what, I'm just going to stay. So that's really powerful what happened. And I'm speaking for, I think, every woman here on behalf of every strong woman. I think I couldn't function today. I think I felt like I got cheated on. Did you feel that too? I feel hopeless. I feel so angry, so disappointed that I have nothing left to I can't be the whole be a girl boss speech. I can't give that again and again. I really am so exhausted and tired. There's another conversation of how she's so pretty and beautiful and if women like her are getting cheated on, what about you and I? And I'm like, listen, it's never been about beauty. I've said this multiple times. Megan Fox has proved that to us multiple times. It's never been about beauty. It doesn't matter how much of a BBL, boob job, nose job, skinny, endometriosis or not, PCOS, gray hair, yellow, red hair, fat, skinny, thin. You can be whatever. It's never you. You've never been the problem. It's just him. It really is just him. And I used to come here and share my dating advice. I have done this multiple times. And whenever I share my dating stories, I always got called selfish, narcissistic. I got called a sugar baby. a woman who doesn't have empathy. Like, men care about their feelings and they have hearts too. And I'm like, no, they don't. The way they act and they function, they don't. So I'm just glad for the 5 people who stuck around and they were like, actually, Anncy was so right with her dating advice. We need to hear more on this. So I talked literally about the whole love bombing aspect of it. Wiz's guy is just a normal narcissist. It's so easy to spot. Once you get into a narcissistic relationship, the patterns become very obvious for you. It is so hard, but you need to walk away. It's a pattern that you've been attracting all your life. I come from an Indian culture. Like, in our background, if you don't know, it's a lot like our women, our moms, like, they cook a lot of food, for family gatherings and like events and holidays, which is like amazing. They're known, or they're taught to eat last. Like, they cook food for like 20 people. They need to be hiding in the kitchen and eating last. They have to serve first. They have to serve other people, other kids, strangers, random dogs on the streets maybe, but they have to have the last plate. This is the kind of culture I was brought into. And just like you and I, women are taught to be kind, forgiving, nice, thoughtful, be a helping hand. And we are the yummiest victim for narcissists. They love us, okay? They love our energy, our heart, our soul, the light that we carry. And when I say this to people, they think I'm literally crazy for saying this. I clocked this at 24, 23 when I got into my first narc relationship. All it takes is one relationship, you guys, and then okay? It's like you get into one bad accident when it's your fault, and then you start learning to drive better. You'll never crash again. You just know how to drive. You just get something in your system, and it's the same thing with relationships. And till this day, I'm so grateful and glad for my first like narcissistic ex-boyfriend. I'm glad I met him at 24, 25, the same age that Wiz is right now. If I didn't meet my ex at that point, I would have ended up with a child, definitely a marriage at 34. You want to get into a bad relationship in your 19s, in your 21s, 23. Don't ever feel bad. You will move on. Trust me, you'll be so grateful. And I'm till this day so thankful because people do come into your life to teach you lessons. And I said this right away. With my advice, people think I'm like sugar babying on the side and how is she hustling and how is she making this money. My advice is literally just to be selfish. It really is that. If you are selfish, you will solve 90% of the problems. But women like you and I just don't know how to be that. I don't know how to get something from a person or like put myself first and be or do something that benefits me more than them. I've been always taught to be the fixer, the helper, let me do this, I'll do it on my own. Like, I've always been that kind of woman, and I think most of us are. Most of my friends too, we're all like girl bosses, like CEO girls, like we own businesses, we make 6 figures. We don't know how to be selfish like that. And we are the tastiest victims for abusers. They love us, they know they can leech out of us, and they use romance. I've said this multiple times. A broke man's love language is romance. When a broke man wants to be in love with you, he will put this, our sun and moon is in Sagittarius and it's in Aries, and we're meant to be together. We're twin flames. Our numerology 7. This is a broke man's language. This is all he can offer. He can't offer you money. He can't fix your issues. He can't give you solutions to your problems. He will use you as a therapy buddy, an emotional dumpster, because he can't go to his bros. That's embarrassing and weak. So he'll use you for that. And most of these men have nothing going on for them. They'll come to you and they'll waste your time. Okay. Your 20s is all about men wasting your time, by the way. And the second category is the love bombers. And I talked about this and I just literally got called an escort. So I just don't even, I don't know how to come across and tell you this. A man who's buying you gifts and money and houses, it's in this day and age, it's given like, oh, he's taking care of you. Yeah, he is. He sure is taking care of you, but it's transactional. It's usually to trap you, to make you feel some sort of way, to like you owe them something. So you're not winning really. The ones who are in romantic relationships, he's going to cheat on you and waste your time and your youth. But like the other side of like, I've seen the sugar baby lifestyle, he is trapping you for like the future. So it's a very sticky situation. What is so crazy is I was talking to my friend and the one who told me like, hey, Wiz got cheated on. She had showed me, like, she's like, no, Anncy, I'm serious. She got cheated on. I literally sent her a screenshot. I watched her video when I was getting my acrylic nails done. Just like, maybe it's been 12 hours. And I was just like, you're lying. When I watched, their recent Q&A video, you can watch it after this one. But like when I watched the video, you guys, I literally clocked on 3 things. I was like, that's odd. Because I've read dating books and I've listened to dating podcasts. And like, I have learned a lot. And everything he mentioned, I was like, I was told this is a bad partner. How are they happy together? I literally thought that like in my head. I didn't obviously say it out loud, but I was like, maybe it's just like my insecurities coming out. But like, If I'm not mistaken, everything that he is a red flag. But anyway, the first thing was she asked him, how long did it take for you to fall in love? Or when did you know you were in love with me? He said 36 hours. I'm sorry, I'm going to come back and say this again. He knew he was in love with her in 36 hours. That is my entire menstrual cycle, I think. You knew in 3 days that you were in love with some. Do you know what that means? Like, you were in love with somebody in 3 days? That is awfully quick. Okay, number one. And number two, she put a lot of emphasis on you are very, very, very controlling. Not you're controlling. You're very controlling. You're a little control. You're very, 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 very controlling. And he's like, okay, when have I ever been? He cannot handle criticism at all. Not in a joking way, not in a serious way. He can handle. That's a very, very insecure man. That's number one. Number two, I mean. And then number three was, when did she know she was in love? And she responded saying, when you sent me 750 flowers to my apartment and it was so heavy. I knew this relationship was like, it's very superficial, very materialistic. Have I gotten an engagement ring? No. Did I ever get 750 flowers? No. I'm a single woman with a little puppy running around. So people would be like, you're giving jealous and envy. Like whenever a single woman talks about like, this is a red flag, this isn't okay, you're just single and alone, miserable. That's fair. That's fine. I can be lonely sometimes. But two things can be right at the same time. Because I was just like, these flowers and gifts are a lie. I said this in my YouTube video in the third YouTube video that I posted, saying the bigger the flower bouquet, the bigger the abuse that you don't know about. They won't tell you this. He gets you a random flower. He likes you. He really does. He gets you a random bouquet. Not your period. He didn't like cheat on you. He just gets you a bouquet. He really likes you. He grows plants for you. He really likes you. 750 flowers for somebody you don't even know gives me a little love bombing vibes. And that is a typical narc book. It's it's like they have a textbook, you guys, and they follow like the same rule. And you've opened the first chapter. It's written there, big flowers. I'm trying to change her mindset and trying to get her to fall in love with me faster. It's literally chapter 1 for them. I always say this. Nobody should be giving you flowers and all these things. Even as a friend does all these things for you, run away. She's trying to love friend you. Like she wants to be your best friend. Have you met those girls who are like, oh my God, we're best friends. We're sisters. And you've gone for like one Saturday lunch. I have girls like that. And they know who I am and they know what I do. And they want to be on my channel. They want to vlog. They want to be in this influencer lifestyle. They've done this. I've just never shared this with you. We're sisters. We're Indian. We're sisters together. Oh my God, I'm like this too. Oh my God, we're best friends. Do you know that you know everything about me and I don't know who you are? Like you watch me, you know who I am and I don't know who you are. I've had girls who are like, you can come over, stay at my house. You can do this. You can take my car. Very weird DMs I receive. And everyone's saying the same thing about, Wiz's man, that he is very much a stalker. He studied her. He learned everything about her because he speaks in her language. He talks about how he manifested her. What a very weird thing to say as a man. And then on TikTok, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that, he's very feminine. He's like this. I don't want to be judging anybody like that, but I just know one thing. The theory that everyone's talking about, I'm just going to read the comments I've written in my notes, and it scares the living crap out of me. They talked about that the way they both met, he kind of bumped into her at the airport and he has been in love with her since then. He DM'd her and they were talking when he was also in a relationship, and so was she. And they were like, how you get them is how you lose them. So he says, this comment says, this wasn't a coincidence, it was planned. That guy actually observed and studied Liz. He got her pregnant at 4 months and then cheated on her after that. 4 months is like too late for an abortion, I believe. So people are saying he's a very calculated man. He didn't do this accidentally. This was a planned attempt to get a powerful woman down, to just be like, look, you're God. Every woman's preaching Lord Goddess. I got her down. I trapped her. I cheated on her just to see what can she do next. That's what everyone's saying, that this was his plan all along. So it was a trap to satisfy his ego, to prove something to everybody, that he was indirectly saying, look, the woman you all admire for being assertive, having standards, being untouchable and high value is easy to manipulate, and I am winning. So yeah, for me, I already saw that his innocence was just a facade and his eyes and body language were always telling the truth. This is how manipulation can blind someone's intuition. And everyone's saying that him waiting until she was too far for a long too far along for an abortion was intentional, which is, I think, so cruel and so evil. People make mistakes all the time, and people can flip up, and people can be wrong with their intuition all the time, or they're even soulmate, whatever. I have been, it happens. But I'm seeing the other side where people are so mean and cruel to her. Like, well, I thought you had high standards. She has the most highest standards. I'm so sorry, more than me, I have to say. It took a lot for me to leave out of my trauma bond alone when I was in LA. I had no friends, no family. I had a dog, and I just had to isolate myself and just choose myself. And people till this day ask me, how did you come out of a trauma bond on your own? It was my first toxic trauma bond relationship, and I was in a whole different foreign land. I don't know how I did it. Having a child in the mix, this woman is so strong. She does not care. For me, it took 2 months, 3 months to come on the internet to even say that. I don't know how women do it, honestly. I just don't understand. She's very, very strong. I still remember my situation, and I still get chills about, like, I don't know how I did it. I had to film a whole YouTube video, catch him cheating on a Hinge profile. It got over 1 million views. Till this day, I get comments in that video. How did you disconnect yourself from a narcissist? This is so scary. I don't know how I did it. They're very, very they're very hard to cut off, and they're very hard to spot these days. They're very good at covering themselves. So I think she was very, very strong to do what she did, 4 months, 5 months pregnant. And someone said his goal was to make her look wrong or bad. And everyone thinks that he's American, so his ideologies is different to her ideologies. And like, he's probably making fun of her for the whole self-empowerment videos that she's making. And there's another side that I'm seeing where I kind of agree with. It's like, you should never tell men that you're doing women empowerment like videos on the internet, or like helping women as a whole, because they want to try to embarrass you. They want to kind of bring you down. It's like, you're kind of like, hey, I know how to paint a wall really well. Like, I know how to paint like the wall like white perfectly. So this person is like, wow, you're showing off a lot about your painting skills and how white your wall is. And then one day they give you a bucket. They're like, can you paint this? And they purposely mess up with the paint. So then you paint, and then you're like, well, it's all wrong and messed up. And you're like, damn it, I thought I was the best painter. And then this person's like, well, I thought you were too, and I guess you're not. This is what humbling is. This is what a man does. They trap you with babies, and they try to make you feel powerless. Okay. So women like you, I'm sure a lot of you are watching this. I think if I attract you and you attract me, we are the same kind. So if you're a girl boss, you have a big personality, you're a yapper, you talk a lot, you share a lot, you enter this room and it's like a light, like, just illuminating the room as you enter. And if you're the kind of human being, I feel like you do attract a lot of narcissists. They love your energy. And I didn't even know what that meant because English isn't my first language. I'm like, what do you mean energy? Like, what do you mean light? What do you mean energy? What does that even mean? I quickly learned. Yeah, when you get used and abused in relationships back to back, from friends to managers, I was getting hairdressers trying to leech out of me, get money out of me, get a haircut, get a video repo. Everywhere you go, you will be attracting a certain type of people because they love your energy. And the best thing you can do is really isolate yourself and be on your own, because you come to a point where you're like, you numb yourself out and you become very avoidant, and you become so mentally exhausted. You just cannot trust anybody. And I feel like Liz was in that position where she had very strict boundaries, and the way she is because of like her life experiences. And I'm like this because of my life experiences. And then you open, a little door open for somebody to come and save you, because a strong woman like you, me, everybody on planet Earth, we really want to be able to depend on somebody, but we haven't found that person yet. But then somebody shows up and they're like, actually, I can take care of you. You let them in, and this is what happens. I fully believe in the theory that he was a stalker. He didn't meet her at this airport. It sounded like he did study her. He knew what she's looking for, what she likes. And this is the same thing about how I tell you, do not tell men your standards. I lie all the time, by the way. God forbid if he sees my YouTube videos, I'm screwed. But like, I lie all the time. Oh, I like this, and I like going to these restaurants, and I don't really care. I don't really care about any of these things, because I get invited to free bougie Michelin star restaurants anyway. I don't want you to do that for me. I care about this, and I just lie. And then I don't tell them what I really want. I just sit back and observe. It's like giving a student your answer sheet. Why would I do that? Why would I? It's like I tell you guys, hey guys, 7 a.m. if everybody comments these alphabets, I'm going to give you $8,000 US. Why am I telling you that? And then why am I giving you a prize after that? So why would I tell a man, listen, to get me in bed, to get a ring on me, to get a baby inside of my belly, treat me with kindness and respect and be loyal to me, buy me? No, you don't ever. I don't think I've ever shared my actual deep standards on the internet. And that is why when a man wants to impress me, I know he's watched my YouTube videos, by the way. I have people I know who's DM me and who's like, I like dusty pink too. You know, I like that color, Anncy. And I love Aquarius women. I love that you're brown and you speak multiple languages. I didn't tell you that. Who told you that? Oh, the internet, Reddit. Who told you this? I have had met people, even girlfriends, who just tell me exactly what I want to hear so that I would be friends with them. I'm sorry. That's actually creepy, freaking behavior. I don't know what it is, but like so crazy and creepy. And I fully believe that's what's happened here. Everyone's saying that Shara 7 is right and then she's wrong. And I think that like, I want to talk about Shara 7 in a whole different episode because like if this is Shara 7 right now, she would have actually stayed with Landon, Wiz's man, and just taken the money and just shut her up. But like Shara 7 is a whole different, you know, dating strategy. And she does promote the sugar baby lifestyle because if that's what you want. But also she talks about the self-empowerment and to be a selfish woman. And I like that part. That just resonates with me a lot. I think in life, for a woman to be truly happy in life, I think it's a lesson that we are all like learning or unlearning, and we're breaking so many generational curses, is to really put ourselves first. We don't know what that is. We don't know what that's like. I don't even know what that's like. And I'm still learning every single day. Men really hate us right now. They treat us like dog shit right now because we are the first generation to ever open a bank account. We couldn't even have our own names to ourselves. We had to carry a man's name. Until the 70s, things changed. Why would they like us? Why would a man like us? What does a man get from being with us now? It's embarrassing for him. We make more money than them. And we are the first ones to break these generational curses. I know my ancestors are screaming. Guys, I'm the first person in my life, in my family history, to make 6 figures at 18, 19 years old. I'm the first person ever in my family to own an apartment in my own name in LA or Dubai, to fly to LA, to catch a 16-hour flight, sit in business class in Emirates. I am the first woman ever. Like, you need to be proud of yourself. Like everyone I know who's watching this, I know the goals and the stuff that you've achieved so far. I can bet on butter you're the first one to do it in your family. They hate us, okay? They hate us. I know my brothers don't like me. Most of my cousins do not like me. They're like, who do you think she is? I've heard leaked messages of my uncle talking about me to my family. He'll ask me for money in person. He'll be like, I need some money, and I've given him like an idiot. Let me just say, he's the most misogynistic, abusive bastard I know. He has talked about me saying, who does she think she is? That she just goes to America and she's all that? Because he's broke. He's a broke loser. But he's the most misogynistic man I know. He beats his wife. He's horrible, okay? And I'm not in contact with him anymore. And he's a horrible human being. I hated him as a child. I hate him even more now. But it makes so funny to me. It's so funny to me because he has daughters. And I'm like, that is your karma, babe. Your karma is to get daughters because all of them have like these horoscopes, like astrology signs are like, you know, Aquarius, whatever. And they're very like strong, independent. They're like me. And I'm like, that's your lesson, babe. All these women are studying to be like having their own independent careers. They don't want to be in the hands of any man. Men hate us, okay? And they will, because men like one thing, and it's control and power. And it's very hard for women like you and I to understand what that means, but they love to control us, and because that's what they've been taught, and it's a generation thing. And you and I would not understand, because I was born 98, and I'm like, well, I'm going to get my own career and make my own money, stay in my own apartment. No, they want to break you, and you're light. Somebody said he was obsessed, not in love, studied her, became her dream man, got her pregnant, then cheated on her in 4 months so that she couldn't leave. It wasn't love at this point. It was control. He hated her power and tried to humble her, waited 4 months so she couldn't abort the baby. He literally baby trapped her. He intentionally did it to a point where she can go back in the pregnancy. He knew that Wiz had a childhood trauma from dad not being there, so intentionally created a broken home. He tried to make a fool out of her and remove her from her pedestal. He stalked her, trauma bonded, and manipulated her, and finally embarrassed her. He knew exactly what she wanted because she publicly spoke about him so that he could win her over. I can't believe this. I hope she gets over this. He's so manipulative, and he was trying to plant the seed in her so that if she does something, it's her crippling insecurity. So you need to go back and watch the Q&A video. That was the first video I watched of them together ever. I've seen Liz's like clips on TikTok and all over like every other part on the internet, but like I've never watched her actual YouTube videos, and I did when I was getting my nails done. That day was her video with her man, and I was shocked. There were so many signs. And it was just unbelievable. And also he's American. And let me tell you, a lot of American men are like sheep in wolf's clothing. They're all the same. Because I've heard this narrative that Muslim men or Indian men or Pakistani men, Bangladeshi men, Middle Eastern men, Arab men, certain races get like so much heat for being very controlling and possessive, and they won't let women like have rights. No. That is most men, and these kind of men, they're in different races and culture, and religion has nothing to do with it. Understand, culture, religion, all of this is just made by men. Like it's made by men to have order. So you act accordingly. So there's more peace on planet Earth. Deep in their skull, like under the skin color of mine, under the skin texture of mine, I am a skeleton. I have the same blood, brain, just like the rest of you. And men operate the same. So I don't want to hear races and culture. At the end, he's an American man. They're like, how is he so possessive and controlling and He is an American man. Most of them are very feminine. I hate to break it to you though. Most of them are very feminine. They have they wish they could come off as like masculine and like hard hitting and they're very insecure, and they're very controlling and possessive, just like other men from other races and culture. That's the first thing I want to clear the air of. Because like when I was dating a white man, he was the most insecure man ever. This is like his land, like LA in America. When I was dating him, this is your land, sweetie. You're white. You're a privileged man. You have more privileges than me. I'm an Indian woman who flew to America to make money. I'm a proper immigrant. I have an accent and everything. And I remember he told me at one point, you need to quit your job, which is YouTube. He's like, you should quit your job. So like I could like fly you around, like we could travel, and then you could take videos. And I was so confused because I was like, hey, I have so much travel anxiety. I don't like traveling a lot. If you notice, like I don't have a lot of like traveling vlogs. It's like home or LA, home in LA. I was like, okay. I never told him I hate YouTube. So like, why would I want to quit YouTube? I'm so confused. He wanted control over me. This is what control looks like. It looks like he's solving my problems. Like, oh, that's so sweet, right? Like, Anncy, he told you to quit your job so he can take care of you. No. He didn't really say that. If you pay attention, quit your job and we can travel the world. It's to benefit him. It's just, he wants control. He wants to see if I can quit my stuff. And then he became a YouTuber right away. And then he made a post about me on Reddit. And the first point, he was like talking shit about my career or something like, you don't know what Anncy's like her career is a facade. It's a mask. And I was like, what are you talking about? He hated that this was my outlet. Like I had my own community. I had strength and I had a support system. Men don't like you having this. They don't like you having a good relationship with your sister. They don't like you having a relationship with your mother, your father. They want to break you down because they hate themselves. They want you to hate your life too. It's a very hard concept for girls to understand. And this is why I always ask, like, guys, can you tell me, like, is he jealous of you? Is your man jealous of you? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And this is what I constantly keep saying. Pay attention to his body language. Does he roll his eyes at you when you're talking about your achievements? What does he say? What does he think about like what your work, your life, your ambition, your goals? A lot of men are jealous of you guys. A lot of them are very jealous of the life that you have, your beauty, your body, the size of your boobs, like everything about you. Because if you think about it, most women these days, we make more money than them, and we don't really need them anymore. We needed them back in the day. We don't need them anymore. And they hate that about us. They hate that we're not depending on them. At the same time, they called us gold diggers. I think the real gold diggers are men. They really are. Like, you want my light, my shine, my career, my this, my beauty, they hate that we get attention at clubs. We're just dancing. They hate it. They hate that our DMs are full. Men have no full DMs. Do you know that? They don't get likes like we do on Hinge or Tinder. They don't get the attention that we do. Do you know that line from Barbie? Ken has a good day when Barbie looks at him. That sentence is so powerful. It flew over my head when I first watched it. Ken has an amazing day when Barbie looks at him. And I didn't understand, and I'll tell you now what it is. It's attention. Basically, they're saying Ken only has a good day when women pay attention to him. And when you don't, and no woman does, they hate. Their ego is on the floor. They go to the gym. It's to impress us. They have one thing going on for them. It's gym to impress us. Okay, you think they're getting abs for David, who's sitting in the cubicle from 4 cubicles from here? No, could be if he's in the closet, but most of the time, it's for you. He's making money for what? He's getting his lips done for eyelash extension, his nose job to bag a woman. If you listen to men's music, it's all about I want to buy cars and buildings and bitches. We are in the mix. At the same time, in the same breath, they'll be like, "You're still a gold digger. Don't ask me for my money." At the end of the day, their whole like identity, it's in the hottest woman that they can have in their arms. It's about control and power. Look at Kanye West and Kim. He does everything to embarrass her. He has no job sitting and talking about how Kim has loose stool, or she has tummy problems, or she's what is it? She's he was like really embarrassing her in different like on different topics about like her breath or this or that, something really just nasty, you know? What is that, you guys? It's control. This is what I mean. They don't teach this to us in school. Pay attention to men and how he talks to you. He's sitting and talking about your toenail and the hair on your body, how saggy your boobs are, how uneven your nose is, like all these like weird, like what? It's to control you. It's to make you feel insecure. So pay attention to that, because that is the first sign of like abuse. Then comes yelling, and then comes breaking things, and then it's you. He's going to hit you eventually. And men are obsessive with powerful women. They don't go for women who are soft and sweet and nice. You know, in school when the girl who's like shy looking down and just like you doing this and like looking around and just being like, I'm so sorry. Like the feminine, no. They don't care about that. They find that boring. They find you weak and dumb and ugh. They go after women who are so powerful, like you and I, who are loud, who'll speak their mind. And we need to be much more careful than, you know, we should be, honestly, so much more. I have to be. I look back at myself, you guys, I was so dumb and young and naive. I got famous really early, really quick. I made so much money as a brand woman at 18, 19, 20. I attracted such losers. I would pick the bill up. I had men who tried to like manipulate me, tried to like get into a business with me. I had attracted the worst business partners. I did not know the power I held. And I'm so grateful to God of like every religion, honestly. Every single time I lost somebody, I won. And I didn't even know I was winning. I did not know I was winning. So I want to let you know, if you're somebody who's going through a hard time, it's just this time, babe. It's just hard. I promise you, in a month, in a week, you'll be okay. I'm so grateful for breakups. I'm so grateful for people I lose in my life. You should be so grateful, because I think women, we cry a lot about breakups and like, oh, this didn't work out, that didn't work out. It's for a reason. I think it's really our ancestors like up there, like just protecting us. I really think it is. From every situationship to every relationship that's like breaking and falling apart, I think it's them like pulling the strings and being like, this should fail. Yep. You know, I'm really genuinely upset with what's happened with Liz, and I hope she can find peace, because she deserves it. I think we should show more empathy and not like make fun of her or laugh at her for what she's going through. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm making this podcast episode again. I love yapping, as you guys know. So thank you so much for tuning in and for bullying me into getting back into my episodes. Episode 2, I'm going to talk about Nazi and Kavari. And then episode 3, I think I'll talk about the legalities of what happened to my episodes and my podcast, and who sued us and all that. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to go check out my other videos, it's Anncy Twinkle, as you guys know. Sorry, I have like no energy because I'm really upset. I just realized I sound so monotone and so like sad and depressed. I really am just so upset. I don't even know how to function, just seeing this all over my feed. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, like, turn on the bell, because we're going to try to genuinely, I swear. Okay, I know I've lied a lot before. I'm going to be honest. I'm getting an editor. This is the last video I'm going to edit, and I'm going to get myself an editor. I want to get back to uploading like regular videos, and I really want to be booked and busy. So I'm working heavy. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for watching.